Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and at first I wasn't going to do a live stream today because I'm going to do one tomorrow. We got some new products Apple's releasing, but I'll talk about that tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. This live stream I'm doing right now is going to be, for one, it's going to be my 100 subscriber live stream. This is the first time I'm doing one for the amount of subscribers I have. If I go into YouTube Studio, let me do something because I know this will look backwards. I absolutely am aware of that. Okay, got it to not look backwards. I have to spin the camera around. I want to show you guys this. I know it will look backwards, so that's why I spin the camera around here. I have 104 subscribers. Now, that's what I'm going to name this live stream, my 100 subscriber live stream, but that's not really 100% what it's going to be about, because then it would be a short live stream. But in this live stream, I want to talk about, because I have a lot of Apple content, but some of my newer videos, I've been doing a little Android content as well. I want to talk about the main thing of this live stream is what led me into knowing as much as I do about Apple. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about all the iPhones that I've had. Only had a couple. In the past, I used to have Androids. Just in case if you don't know, let me go ahead and look up the phone I've had before this one. Coolpad Legacy. Coolpad Legacy. Okay. For some reason, voice search is not understanding me here. Coolpad Legacy smartphone. This was the last phone I've had before I got an iPhone. Now, that's not what led me into Apple. Well, it kind of was, actually. But it was actually my first iPad I got. And if you need to see that, I will look that up quickly also. This was the first ever iPad that I've owned. It is the iPad 7th generation. And now you guys already know what device I have. It's the iPad Air 4. As I've done, I would say about a couple videos, several videos on that device. And I have another one coming next week. I believe that's the 19th of March. That will be for my 3 years later video I want to do where I talk about how the iPad has held up for me, the iPad Air. I'm currently doing a live stream on it, so I can't quite show it to you. But I have the iPad Air 4th generation in space gray. Now taking a look at my entire YouTube channel here. Yeah, I have to refresh it so we can see that I'm live. I actually have to close out of the YouTube app and go back in it. Okay, so it's showing me that I am live. Pretty much my whole channel is a lot of Apple content. I'm working on getting a tripod so that I can also do live streams on my iPhone. And I've done a couple. So what led me into researching Apple products? Well, it was honestly when I got my first iPad back in 2020. And that was the greatest moment of my life. And that's how I've been into Apple. Coming from Android. Let me see here. This is one video I did comparing the iPhone and the iPad, the iPhone and the Android phone together. Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and in this video I will be comparing the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G to the iPhone 12 in product red. I'm going to go over the specs of these devices and the speakers and software and performance and more. I know it might look a little washed out, but I'm trying my best here. Now with the iPhone 12, and I will have a 3 years later video for this phone also. When I do my live stream tomorrow, though, I'm going to try to do it on this iPhone, this device. But back in 2020, when I got my first iPad, that was really when I wanted to start researching a lot about Apple. Now, at the time, I had no iPhone. I was still using the Android, the CoolPad Legacy, which honestly was a very good phone. It was a very good phone, but it was Android, very much Android. I believe it had 32 gigabytes of storage. Before that, I had some kind of Motorola. Don't know the exact name of it, but I just know it was a Motorola. Although, unfortunately, a year or so later, the device gave me problems with the charger on the Motorola. Then I got a CoolPad Legacy. And then after that was the iPhone. A beautiful jet black iPhone 7 Plus. And it was a 32 gig model. That is when I really started researching Apple, and that was towards either late July, early August of 2020. I started researching a lot about Apple, and that's how I've gotten to know as much as I do now. Because prior to that, I had an iPhone 6 Plus in 2018, although I was just using that device. Couldn't take it anywhere as it had no service on it. Could only use it at home with the Wi-Fi. But at that time, I knew nothing about iPhones, believe it or not. But in 2020, I got to research a lot about Apple, slowly researched. And in 2021, I knew a good amount of information, watched a lot of videos. I am thinking about starting a second channel so I can try to vlog. But the only problem with that is when it comes to editing out copyrighted music, I have no way to do that, as I'm going to vlog from the iPhone and I don't have a computer to edit videos. And I don't really know what app to use to edit on the iPad. That's great. iMovie, I tried editing a screen recording and it was terrible. It cropped my entire thing, so I could not edit using iMovie. So iMovie is out of the question to use. I probably can edit full screen landscape videos with iMovie, but just not portrait ones, as it's going to crop it and it's going to look absolutely terrible. But in 2021, that is when I had my iPhone 7 Plus in jet black, 32 gig model, I believe it was. And then later in that year is when I got my iPhone 12 Pro Max. And a couple live streams ago, I had mentioned that I was going to do a video where I talk about what happened to that phone. I'm not going to get into full detail, and I'm not really going to talk much about it. I got that phone, had it for a couple months. I want to save that for when I do find that phone, and I try to mention it. Or even if I don't, I can still do some kind of live stream where I just look it up and show a picture. But it would be more easier if I can find that device and do a live stream on it that way. So I got that phone, and unfortunately something happened to that device. I won't say what happened, but something ended up happening to that device. And fortunately, a month or two later is when I got this phone. Yeah, I know it looks backwards on camera. I still have no idea how to fix that recording from the front-facing camera. And I don't honestly want to hold the iPad like this and then live stream. That's why I'm kind of working on getting either a ring light with like a phone holder, hopefully. I'm working on hopefully having a way to do that. And I might be able to upgrade my phone this month. So if I do get a new iPhone, obviously I mentioned that in other videos. I'm only going to say it once because I mentioned it in a lot of videos. This phone here, which is my iPhone 12 in product red. This one, I will end up installing the iOS 18 beta on there. Earlier today, Apple dropped the iOS 18.3.2 update, and I did a video on that. And yesterday, they released iOS 18.4 Developer Beta 3. Now, I've never installed betas on this phone, and I've never done that for a good reason. For one, you never want to put a beta on your main phone, obviously, because there's lots of bugs that could happen. Right now, this is my main phone. Obviously, because I don't have what could be my new phone yet. But when I do get my new phone, I'm going to wait a couple of days. I'm going to wait a couple of days until that happens. At least 3 days, maybe a week even, to see how everything runs out when I sync everything across. Then I'm going to take this phone, go to the beta software program, and install the iOS beta. As I've always wanted to try it out, so that I can give you guys content to put it more simply, iOS beta content. I hope I don't have auto brightness enabled. I don't. I can give you guys content with iOS 18 beta. I know you guys would want to see that, and I'm just not able to do it yet, as this is my main phone, and I'm working on upgrading so that this could be my beta testing device, as I am interested in trying it out. But I want to go about doing it the safe way, as unlike a lot of people, I don't have a computer to downgrade if anything goes wrong. That is why I would rather do it on a device that I don't use and don't have any things, a device that I don't use as my main phone, rather than a new phone, say an iPhone 16 or 15, that I would use as my main phone then at that point. Because I'm thinking about installing iOS 19 when it comes out. I might just wait a month and install the public beta, since it might be a little more safer, which is probably the best idea. But whilst waiting for that, I will be running iOS 18.5 betas and potentially iOS 18.6 betas until the public beta for iOS 19 is out. Or I might just go about it and install the developer beta. But I have to wait and see first. It might not happen, though, if I don't get the chance to upgrade this phone, because I'm not going to risk putting it on my main phone, which is right now, this is my main phone. But I'm looking into doing that for you guys. And I'm going to name this my 100 subscriber live stream. I said that at the beginning already, but I would like to thank you guys for reaching 100 subscribers. I honestly am very grateful, because this is a milestone, and I want to make it to 150 by June, which is my birthday. I don't know right now if I should say how old I'll be. Oh, I guess I will say it. I'm going to be 21. But that's all you're going to know from me. So 150 by June 1st, hopefully, or any part of June. And by the end of the year, I want to make it to 200 subscribers. I am thinking about starting a gaming channel. I was going to name it Hawkins Tech Gaming. Yes, if I start a second channel, even a vlogging channel, it's going to be called Hawkins Tech Vlogs. I just don't know if I could run 3 channels off of the same account. I got to do research on that. If you know if I can, I would like for you to comment down below, because I am new to being a YouTuber, even though I've had this channel for almost 4 months. I'm new to being a YouTuber. Very new to it. I haven't had this channel for a year yet. Let me go ahead and tweak some settings around, because for whatever reason, my live streams always like to resort to private. Just give me 1 second here while I fix that really quickly. Oh, okay. Well, I guess not. I will go ahead and name it quickly. I'm going to name it whilst I'm on the live stream. Hawkins Tech 100 subscriber live stream. All right, I just named it. So when you guys see it, you will see that I now have 100 subscribers. Just in case if I should show it off one more time, let me refresh it for you guys. Here we have 100. I have 104 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I'm looking forward to reaching 150 by June and 200 by the end of the year. And when I make it to 1,000, even though that may be a couple of years away, it's still going to be a very great milestone. I plan on having this channel for a lot of years. I don't know how many, but I plan on having it for a while. I plan on having this channel for as long as I can run it, because honestly, it's a pretty good thing I started this channel. Any new iPhone I get will be unboxed on this channel, either on a live stream or video, and a review will probably be in the same video or the next video. So let me see how long I've been recording for. I've been recording for 20 minutes. I'm going to try to make this an hour. I don't know that I'll be able to, but I would like to try and do that. I would like to try and make my live streams as long as possible. And since I just started this YouTube channel about 4.5 months ago, I know there's always room for improvements that I could probably do. I screen record a lot of my videos. Well, that I can't really improve unless I get a camera with a tripod or a third iPhone. But if I get a new iPhone and I use this for beta testing, off the new iPhone, I will record the beta updates, but the public updates will be screen recorded on my new iPhone, as I could use the camera app on the beta, but it probably would crash and have all kinds of problems because obviously it's a beta. And you wouldn't want to run betas on your main device. And I'm not going to run it on this device just yet. That's only going to happen if I get a new phone. If I don't get a new phone this year, then this will have to stay on iOS 18.3.2 or any new public iOS version like iOS 18.4. And also, when One UI 7.0 comes out, I'm going to see if I can borrow my brother's Samsung Galaxy A15 that I've been reviewing on this channel so that I can update it to One UI 7.0 and make a video for you guys, if you guys want to see it, which I know you will. A lot of you guys might think I'm just all about Apple. Well, I am for the most part. But I'm also trying to branch out and sort of review other tech, because I know there's going to be people that might watch my video who might have an Android. So maybe I can try my best to help them out with an Android product like a Samsung or an LG. But it really depends on what I can get my hands on. I don't just have a lot of devices just stored around like I typically would do. Let me put this back in its case. I typically don't have a lot of devices just laying around that I can review. Fortunately, my brother lets me borrow some of his devices so I can review them on this channel, which I really appreciate, because I don't have products just laying around that I can review for you guys, although I wish I did. But as I keep this channel, I'm going to try to make more and more and more products to review. And that would also mean an iPhone 16 Pro Max in the very nice desert titanium color. That is honestly one of my favorite iPhones that Apple has ever made. I've never had an iPhone with a dynamic island before. I've seen the dynamic island. I've looked at the always-on display, but I've never had an iPhone that's had it. I got to hold a 16 Pro Max. And I know you guys know that, but just in case if you don't, it's somewhere on my community page. I was at the grocery store, I won't say where. Let me see if I can go to it here. So this is that device. This is a 16 Pro Max. I was at a grocery store holding this device. Let me just play this back. I just want to. So this is that device. So this is that device. I don't know how long I can make this, but I have lots of plans on making it an hour long. Although if my brother walks in, I may have to stop it, so just bear with me. But anyway, I did get to hold the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And it was honestly a nice device. I don't want to say the store I was at. But they had it there. And also I saw the iPad mini, the new one, I believe it was. Because it was running the iPad OS 18 wallpaper. Let me see something quickly. If I just test this. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to test something quickly, test the mute options if I ever have to, because this is a live stream. My brother walks in. I don't want to get a conversation. But comment down below if you guys do want to see my brother in a live stream. I will try to make that happen if you guys would like to see him. My older brother, obviously. But anyway, I am planning on doing an unboxing of the iPhone if I'm able to upgrade and get it. I would like to go ahead and do that, as I haven't done any unboxings on this channel. I still do have my box for the iPad Air, although I got to look at it before I just go ahead and show it. I don't want to show any personal information, so let me go ahead and take a look at it first. I'm going to look at it off camera really quickly here, guys. Okay. So this is the box for my iPad Air 4th generation. Can you believe it? I kept this box around for 3 years underneath my desk drawer. I just decided to keep it around. So I started doing a lot of research on Apple in 2022, mainly. That was the year I knew quite a lot. I got this phone, and then I still continued researching Apple. Honestly, I admit I should have started this channel back in 2022. But I'm not going to lie, I was anxious to start this channel, so I didn't. But I started it on November 16th, 2024. And March 16th is coming up. Let me see when it was. March 16th is coming up on, I believe it is a Sunday. Well, I might do a live stream. No, I definitely will do a live stream on March 16th. That will be the 4-month anniversary of my channel. Although I'm not going to do one every month. Because honestly, at that point, I'm just going to, probably every month, I'm just going to probably leave up a community post. I might have to make a live stream every month. Because then I got to think of a topic to talk about. Because I can just leave a community post or make a YouTube short. I could have made a YouTube short for 100 subscribers, but I wanted to make this one special. I meant to do it right as I had 100 subscribers, but I kind of waited a couple days. But I will do a live stream tomorrow where I will research some of the new products. I hope I did not say too much about what they are because I want to mainly make it a surprise for tomorrow. But if I did say it, then I guess it's not a surprise anymore. Well, just in case I did, I might as well say it. Some of them. It's the iPad Air M3, MacBook Air M4, the iPad 11th generation with the A16 chip, and a new Mac Studio is what's going to be released, I believe, tomorrow on Wednesday, March 12th. Give me a second. I'm going to see how long I've been recording. 32 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make this an hour long. That's my goal for today. I'm going to try to make this 1 hour long so that I can have a long live stream on my channel for you guys. So I'm excited for these product announcements, honestly, really interested. Also, I just thought I would show something quickly. This is my gooseneck lamp. I've honestly had this lamp for almost 5 years. I know it's not on the topic of Apple or my channel or anything of that nature, but I thought I would just show it. Pretty interesting because I've had it for 5 years. It's a nice lamp. Someone gave it to me 5 years ago. I'm not going to fully get into that, but just thought I should mention that. Anyway, we have new products coming out. Apple has new products tomorrow that I'm going to do a live stream for. I may do a video, but I'm not able to make any unboxings or reviews or anything of that. But I can screen record a video where I talk about all of the new products, or mainly the iPad Air M3 and iPad A16 chip. I guess going forward, Apple is not calling the iPads by the generation name, which honestly is a little confusing because I prefer it to be the generation. Honestly, that's what I'm going to still call it. The iPad Mini 7 that came out back in November, around the month I started my YouTube channel, it was called the iPad A17 Pro, or iPad Mini A17 Pro. I'm still going to refer to it as the iPad Mini 7, as that's easier, because I just like to call it by the generation name. But going forward, I believe Apple's going to call it by the chip that is ran in the device. So if it's multiple of those devices, then I guess they will call it by its size, iPad Pro M2 11, or iPad Pro M2 or M5 13-inch. That'll be interesting. We get the M5 iPad Pro, but that probably won't come out until probably 2026 or 2027. I feel like Apple's kind of releasing a lot of products close to each other. I like that they release iPhones every year. Although I wish some of the new AI features could come to older phones, but Unfortunately, people like myself who have an iPhone 12, iPhone 11, or iPhone 13, or any of those, you just don't get Apple Intelligence. You have to upgrade and get the new phone to get it. But it's understandable. Older phones can't handle Apple Intelligence with the lower RAM capacity. It would be too much to handle for the older phone. It probably would not work good at that point. So I kind of understand a little bit of why it's like that, but at the same time, we should get a deal on the newer phone. But anyway, 35 minutes I've been recording for. Very interested in Apple. I research a lot about Apple, have been for the past couple years. I really like Apple. The only thing I don't have is an Apple Watch. Well, I don't have most of the Apple products. I have an iPhone and an iPad, which is honestly all I really need. But I am hopefully going to upgrade and get the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Even if it's just the regular 16 or a 15 Pro, I don't really care. I just want to get something newer so I can have more storage. 64 gigabytes, I feel like, is not really enough, honestly. I mean, I haven't got no messages, thankfully, saying I've ran out of storage. Right now, I have currently, let me flip around the camera so you guys can see. Hold on, I gotta make sure I don't. I'm gonna screenshot it so I can zoom in. Hold on one second, guys. Actually, no, I know what I can do. Just gotta make sure I don't show it on camera. And I'm gonna. So this is how much storage I have. This is the capacity. It's a 64 gigabytes model. And how much storage I have is 21.17 gigabytes. Now, that's because I updated to iOS 18.3.2, which fixed for me a couple of bugs. One main bug I've been having with the phone app. Every time I would go into the phone app and work with some of my contact posters, it would sort of delete or black out some of them. Let me see something here. Posters, it would gigabytes. This is the capacity. I just need to check if I was check something here. Got no messages, thankfully, saying I've ran out of storage. Right now, I have currently, let me flip around the camera so you guys can see. Hold on, I gotta make sure right now, I have currently, let me flip around the camera so you guys can see. Hold on. Right now, I have currently, let me. I'm just watching it back to make sure. Camera so you guys can see. Hold on, I gotta make sure I don't. Okay. I'm gonna screenshot it so I can zoom in. Hold on one second, guys. Actually, no, I know what I can do. Make sure I don't show it on camera. So anyway, before I updated to iOS 18.3.2, I had an issue with the phone app. For one, every time I go into it, one of my contact photos will be blank. That'll be the first problem I have. And the second problem was my storage could be at 19 gigabytes. Then I go into the phone app. It's still at 19 gigabytes, but then a half hour to an hour later, I recheck my storage. I'm all the way down to 14 gigabytes, or sometimes down to 16 gigabytes. 16 gigabytes until I do a 5 or 4 or 6 or 7 minute video. Then my Photos app with the phone app is saying it's taking up storage, which brings me all the way down to 13, sometimes even 12, rarely even 11 gigabytes. And that's concerning when I have a 64 gig model. But that's kind of how it's always been for the last year or two, the last end of the second year of me having this device, maybe even the end of the first year as well. I don't think it was like that in 2022. And I have 40 something apps on here. Whereas on my iPad, it's the same storage model, 64 gigs, but I only have 40, 50 something apps and still have around 20-ish gigabytes. That's why I want to upgrade, is I feel like I will run out of storage. Let me see how long I've been recording. 41 minutes. I need to spin the camera. Oh, I might spin the camera around. I've been recording for 41 minutes. Just thought I should check that. So I'm looking forward to being able to upgrade. And I'm excited for that as well. I honestly love the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's one of my favorite iPhones. I know I'm talking like I have the phone. I don't have the phone. I just seen pictures of it. I only wish I can get it, but I might be able to. And even if it's not the newest device, if it's like a 13 or newer than that, then I'm happy. As long as it has 128 gigs, so I can have more pictures than what I currently have. Because I don't really take a lot of pictures due to the fact that I feel like I'm going to run out of storage if I do that. I don't have like 1,300 photos on my phone like I would like to have. And even enough to make wallpaper suggestions that I really would like to have, as I feel like I'll run out of storage. But that's something that I will do once I get my new phone. I'm going to have a lot of photos. Maybe not like 1,000, but it's going to be like well in the hundreds, like 500 photos probably, and maybe 200 to 100 to maybe less than 100 videos, but close to 100 videos taken on that phone. I won't go too crazy with having 128 gigabytes, but I'm going to be very happy to have it. And I'm mainly excited to unbox it on the channel. I might not set it up on the channel, but I will for sure review it on the channel. I will for sure review it. Honestly, though, all of Apple's iPhones are my favorite. Even the new 16e that they released. Honestly, I know a lot of people was disappointed with that phone because it had one camera and they felt like the price was a little too expensive to be budget. I believe it was $599. But I do agree. When I think of budget iPhones like the SE 3rd Gen, probably around $399 or $400. But that's probably because they did a decent size redesign on there. It was no home button and Face ID with a smaller notch. I mean, yeah, for $599, they could have given it MagSafe. I'm honestly really disappointed that it doesn't have MagSafe, but I don't really have the phone and I have a 12 that does support MagSafe. but I unfortunately don't have a MagSafe charger. But MagSafe allows for you to wirelessly charge the phone by putting the ring on the back, and it doesn't move around. You don't have to worry about it wiggling around. It just magnetically appears, and you could charge through cases. I'm not sure what the name of this case is. I've had it for a year on this phone. I think it's called a Toku. I don't honestly remember. If you know what kind of case this is, comment down below, because I'm not entirely sure what kind of case this is. But it's a good case. It's held up for a year. As far as I can tell, it feels good. It feels great. It honestly feels amazing. And it does a pretty good job at keeping my iPhone 12 in product red protected. But it will not fit on an iPhone 16. That's obviously because the different camera arrangement. Yeah, it has the vertical cameras, but instead of having the square cutout, it's reduced to an oval, and then the flashlight is, I think the flashlight has its own separate cutout. I've seen the iPhone 16 before, the regular 16. And it's rumored that we could get a camera bar across the top. Some people were saying 3 cameras horizontally across the top, but other people were saying that it could be 2 cameras plus the 1, but then have the flashlight and then the LiDAR pushed to the very far right of the phone. It would be my left on camera because it just looks so backwards. But it would also have the camera bar across the top with the flashlight and LiDAR to the far right, 2 cameras plus the 1 in the cutout. The cutout would be the bar, but the 2 cameras vertically plus the 1 camera to the side of those on the back as well. Let me see how long I've been recording for. 47 minutes. So yes, I'm going to try to make this an hour. It doesn't take up storage to do live streams, although if it does, well then I know not to make an hour-long live stream, but I've made a 42-minute live stream, so I feel very confident that I can do one that's at least to the 159 or the 59-minute mark to 1 hour. I believe I can do that, and I'm going to try to do that. But anyway, I'm excited for the new devices. They get released tomorrow. I don't know what time they usually releases them. But they went on pre-order, I think, last week. The new M3, MacBook Air, the MacBook Air, iPad Air, the Mac Studio, and also the iPad 11th generation. I'm excited for those new products. I really am. I'm excited to make videos talking about them and also live streams as well. Very excited. Let me take a look and see how long I've been recording for. 50 minutes. We're getting very far past this other live stream. Try to go to an hour. But anyway, I'm going to show the other live stream I did. Yes, this one was 42 minutes. It was on the iPhone 16e. I did. I do think the iPhone 16e is a very good device. It's a very great phone, even though a lot of people would prefer to have a little bit more, like maybe 2 cameras instead of 1, or maybe 1 good camera with dynamic island. But the 1 singular camera, it does look good the way they have it placed. I like the overall design. The overall design looks amazing of the iPhone 16e. Yeah, it doesn't have dynamic island, but it does have the smaller notch. It has the smaller notch for the 16e. But this is what I'm looking into hopefully getting for the channel. And maybe I'll unbox that as well if I can get it. It's a ring light. You could stand up the iPhone. Obviously from an iPad, I could not stand it up because obviously the iPad's too big, but the iPhone I think would work just fine. Let me see how long I've been live for. I believe 53 minutes. Let me check out some things. As far as the prices of the iPad Air, I could mention that the 11-inch variant goes all the way up to about goes all the way up to $1,000 for the 1 terabyte variant. And with the 13-inch model, $11 and 13-inch, $12.99, and Wi-Fi plus cellular, $14.49. I'm just looking at the prices. I might have to re-edit something here. Let's see how long I've been recording. Oh, well, almost hit the 1 hour mark. So these are all of, oh, it's backwards. For the iPad Air are on the prices. It goes pretty high up. It does leap into $1,000. I believe I started live streaming at 11:09. Now it's 12:09. Yeah, let's see if I'm right. We've officially hit it, guys. 1 hour. All right, I'm going to close off the live stream, guys, and I'm going to do another one tomorrow for the new products that Apple released. This is the first time I've done a 1-hour live stream. If you guys like it, which I hope you do, but if you guys like it, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to try my best to do longer live streams, maybe this long or less. I don't really know. It depends on my storage if I check it. If you see if this live stream is deleted or not, it's probably because of my storage, but we will just have to see. But if you like it, like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully when I get to find my iPhone 12 Pro Max, I can try to explain about what happened to that phone. I really don't want to talk much about it until then, so I will try to figure out a way to do that. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, wishing everyone a good night. See you guys in my next video.